So first things first, my name is Kenneth Berg. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. We got this remote control. Hopefully we got the right one over here. I gotta get something to block the projector. Okay, so first things first, my name is Kenneth Berg. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. We're going to be doing a demonstration side by side with Crow's Metallica, I think it's 2.0 screen paint or screen paint mix versus our exotic blue. So we call these the Epic 15s. Let me move to the side real quick. I want to start this off with showing off white levels first, but I want to make sure I have the right remote control for this demonstration. We don't have the other one over here. As usual, either I carried it upstairs somewhere or it's someplace else weird. Let me see if this is the right one. Nope, wrong one. Let's go upstairs 1 minute. I'm going to wait right here. I'm going to go upstairs and see if I carried it upstairs with me. This is the one for here. Pretty sure. Okay. Nope, got it mixed up. All right, got it mixed up. But the one in the lounge mixed up this one. This is the one in here. All right. We'll come over here and we'll do white screensaver. I want to shut it off first. All right, so we come over here. That's the blue exotic. Make sure I don't get these remote controls mixed up. Okay, that right there is that one. Okay, we'll leave that one here. Then we'll come over here and we'll do. Now I'm going to break these down, in bits and pieces here and there. As I said before, we're not going to do it as people usually do, everything all at once. No. So we're going to take our time with these. All right, we're going to be doing blue, which are the exotic technology that has the ability to be able to change colors at will. This is a blue at 126 inches. As I said before, this stuff sits right directly in the line of window light constantly all the time. That's blue. Same thing we have over here is blue technology. They're designed to be used in fully lit environments. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to test out colors. We're going to do color patterns on this one. All right. Make sure we got our remote controls. They're not being mixed up here. So we're going to go to white levels first. There we go. And as I said before, the screen is picking up too high the white level. That's the first sign we're going to show some issues. The color red. There you go. Now, it's the first sign we're going to see. The minute the screen basically shows too high of a white level, it's not going to be able to pick it up. I told you exotics are interesting screen paints. Even though they come in the most weirdest colors, we can make them. They have 100% color code in them, which means they have the ability to be able to read color from the projector. Other screens don't have that capability. As you can see here, it cannot pick up the color red. The screen is not black, it's not gray, it's blue. See? The surface of our screen is blue. The color blue. There you go. Put lights on. See how our technology remains the same color whether the lights are on or off, or the other screen actually will fade. You should do better on green. The color green. lights out. We're using a Chrissy projector, 4300 lumens, 1920 by 1200 full 1080p projector. Drop my controller. All right, let's go over and let's grab the color gray. Gray screen. Dark gray first. Lights off. Lights on. Dark gray. Light gray. Lights off. Let's see what else. Let's see if we can get ourselves a color changer in here. Any color changes? The color changes come up on the red. Red screen. Now we'll go to a color changer. We'll do it with the lights out first to see if the screen changes the same color as the technology we were presenting with the color coding capabilities. Remind you, blue is blue. This is not a shocker for me. I want to tell you why it's not a shocker for me. We do certified screens. I would expect to see more out of a Steam or AD 1.3 or something like that because it's a certified screen. This is screen paint. Starfield demonstration. Isn't it interesting how the technology can blend that fast? Hold on for a minute, we forgot to do the lights on. My fault. There we go. We forgot to do the color change with the lights on. Starfield demonstration. Starfield demonstration. There we go. Let's grab this one right here. See? Blue can mimic black levels. Not as advanced as the black screens, but far more better. That makes me dizzy, so I don't know what. I hope you didn't do a comparison next to this technology. Well, you couldn't have. You don't have it. And you certainly couldn't make it. If you did try to make it, you'd have to pass all the tests that the screen actually produced. And they're all done live. You see how that technology can blend your screen? That's why if he did a demonstration, I think the only way he would probably try to do a cheat on it is he would probably try to put blue paint. Say, look, it comes up looking blue, not the colors it's supposed to come up. Yeah. That screen right now is reading code. That's why when I pull red, your screen doesn't pull red. It can't see red. Sony 4K demonstration. See if we can find that particular one I like. That's how your screen perceives red. Can't see it. And that screen's blue. It can read color. It's got the technology. There you go. Get you up nice and close. And like I said, his stuff does work. It does. It's not on our level. That's what I tried to explain. It's not on our level. We don't make the same thing he makes. Everything we make over here is different. So for someone trying to portray us as somebody that we're supposed to be, I don't know, some scammer or whatever he calls us we're supposed to be. No, buddy, we are not the same in any way whatsoever. My technology in no way whatsoever could ever be, you should never compare your stuff to ours. Not saying your stuff doesn't do what it's supposed to do, it's just not on our level. You're looking at a blue screen, right here, producing red, and your screen can't pick it up. Don't make a mockery of God's work. The outcome is never good. Now, it's not to put his product down in any way, it's just not on our level. That's all to it. Using the 4300 lumens projector, you got plenty of power. Let me go back here a minute, because some people may complain that we have too much light in the environment. So we're going to go back here a minute and we'll take the lights up. It's a blue screen reading red. We haven't hit it on a black screen. The black screens are far more powerful than 12s. They're way more powerful than 12s. The 17 is on its own class by itself, and we haven't even touched that screen yet. That's why you have to be in the dark, because the screen doesn't pull up. See how the screen maintains the same red level? See, it maintains the same red level, right? Take the lights out. Put the lights back on. That's a blue screen. Let's go back to right here. I'm trying to explain to you, stay in your lane. You don't know what you're dealing with when it comes to our technology. I told you from the beginning. All my technology comes from God. God is not one to be joked with. I take no pleasure in this at all whatsoever. I really do. To tell you the truth, honestly, I don't want to do this. I'd rather be upstairs on my VRs or talking to some family or doing something else besides this. It's a waste of my time. Because I already knew from the door, the minute I looked at it, what was going to happen. I don't even have to use it against a black screen. I can pull an exotic and do off a blue screen. Now, I would never say don't buy his product. I would never say unless like I said, unless it was that screen paint, that personal mix that matched up to that free mix you made. That's a whole nother story in its own, man. That's your personal thing. You got to deal with your customers, because that right there was kind of low. But this right here, this is something completely different. It doesn't match up to the personal mix. They're two different ones. One's actually lighter shade gray than the other. Other than that, like I said, I wouldn't say that, don't buy stuff, it doesn't work. Well, I would never say that to begin with, you know what I mean? It's up to you. But you can't compare your stuff to ours. You just can't. I'm sorry. You're not in our category. Now, like I said, you should have saw that coming when you see me doing 11 screen certifieds against high performance screens. If you're not doing these demonstrations against these screens, what chance do you think you have against one of these screens? I sat there and said, you do not want to go against a 15. They can change, they recolor. Let's go with, let me see. I need black contrast demonstrations. Black contrast demonstrations. All right, gotta do this the hard way. Just want to work right today with this one. Keeps bringing this one up, I don't know why. Nope, not where I want it. Let's go bring it in. Let's see, let's go to nope, that's what I was asking for, but thank you for the second guess there. Not what I wanted. Space, and then the number 4. Okay. There we go. We'll bring up to Sony. No, I'll do you a benefit. I'll turn the lights off for you. And I'll give you the benefit. I'll turn the lights up for you. Mind you, the screen can do it with the lights on. It's the same technology right there. Pause that for a minute. I say these are blues. Look at that. So you're not worrying about a little ant being in the dark. They're designed to pull high amounts of light. That's sunlight actually gracing the screen right now, coming off my windows. So trust me, I'm cutting him a break by doing this with the lights out for him, because I know his contrast is not going to pull. And people sit there and go, well, how do you know? Are you kidding me? Do you have any idea how many certified screens I test on my stuff like every day? And it's not like they're all dark screens. I mean, some of these screens are extremely bright. Seymour AB 1.3 is like one of the lightest screens I've seen. Cinema Gray is another great light screen we use. Matinee Silver, DMP Blade, DMP Infinity. These are all light gray screens that we throw against black screens all day. Blue screens have done 11 screens certified. This screen right here is an exotic. Mind you, exotics were made in 20 minutes, passed all tests in one day, including the ability to be able to pull up an image outside at 4:51 in the evening. Produced a star field demonstration at a 190-degree viewing angle at 13 feet back on 1,000 lumens. So this in here is nothing. Those are the kind of rigorous tests we have to put our products through to make sure that they're number one and they stay on top. This is why we have to go against the big screens. This right here, and it's sad I have to do this, I consider this to be a waste of my time. And I do, because I automatically know how it's going to react. Especially when you're working with certified screens all day. You know how it's going to react. Just has to be done so someone else can get an understanding that we're not in the same we're in the same area. If I was in the same area as you, I'd be doing all demonstrations in the dark. And I don't. Got the same app for my setup upstairs. Won't be changing with that today. Nope, not gonna happen. So we're going to do these a bit at a time, which means I'm going to do the day, we're going to do the exotics. Tomorrow we'll do the 17s. Because I'm not going to waste my whole day on this. I'm not. I got things I got to do today. I got stuff I got to construct things. I got to build projects I got to work on. I have a lot to do on my plate. I don't have time for this. We don't need his publicity to build our company. We don't need that. We don't need it at all, period. Other people have to do demonstrations of us because they need us to build them up. They have to try to tear us down because that's the only way they can get credit for their work. We don't need y'all to do that. Our demonstrations speak for themselves on what they can do. I do side by side with the big companies because that's the direction where I'm going. I'm going in a direction to compete with them. This right here it's not even in our sight. Like I said, at the end of the day, I'm not saying this product doesn't work. It works. It's just not in our field. I told you, just going to stick you in the same environment. My screens, it's the environment my screens have to sit in. think I'm gonna watch me a Western today. I haven't watched a Western in a while. Trying to figure out whether or not if PlayStation took off their marketplace. They said they removed their marketplace, and I download a lot of my movies from there. So that's why I'd rather just hope they didn't. I don't know why you would remove that feature to begin with. I mean, it's a good feature. Bottom line is, I mean, half the time I'm not even gaming on my system. Most of the time, on there, pretty much. Let me take this lights off too. Most of the time, on there watching movies. Let's do lights off too. Oh well. I should go in there and check and see if it's still there. If it's still there, I'm going to download as many movies as I can before they basically shut that service off. I don't know why. Like I said, it's a good service. I like that I don't buy my movies over there. It's a PlayStation Store. And they're a lot more cheaper too. Amazon charges way too much for movies, especially if they're older movies too. Especially if it's older movies. Okay. Yeah, they charge way much money for them. I don't know why. But they do.
Sour Patch Kids jelly beans. Sour, sweet,
Ugh, I can't stand sour candy. Can't do it. It'll pull the white level. Don't get me wrong. Lighter screens to pull that white level, but like I said, the white level's too high, it pretty much dominates everything else. It'll dominate the contrast, it'll dominate the colors, yeah. That's where that screen shows up, that gray, it's because it's not pulling contrast. And I will be coding a special screen tomorrow. We'll be bringing up the 12 gold. She did a demonstration against that one too. That screen has color coding technology too and can mimic color. Isn't this a pretty color? That's that Midnight Mustard. That's I love this screen. I know people want me to do lights out. Mind you, when we test our technology, we rarely do lights out. See? Screen's supposed to, that's a blue. It's reacting the same way it's supposed to. Sensor design to use them for the environments. LG beta fish. I'll give you better. There you go. Now I just have the light on behind me. That's it. That's how much light in that room. In the next room, I told you that lamp generates a lot of light. That's the light coming from that room back there. And I know I'm going to get the requests about, oh, we have to be in a pitch black environment. Well, we have to be in a pitch black environment to show an improvement on the screen. Then you just prove my point on where you're going to be at with that screen. So I would not bring that up as an argument. Let me turn my lights down back here. There we go. Now let's go back to that again. And let's put the lights on. This is what the technology is designed to do. Lights on back over here. So again, with let's see, J and K 4K. Butcher that one. Well, let's grab. Let's see. See? Blue can recontrast. Deep browns. Your colors don't come out faded. You're producing too much white light. That's why you can't see the image is way too bright. It's supposed to be bright green. Oh, this is green. Let's go back to our colors again. The color red. So we're going to leave it at this right here. Like I said, this product works. It does. It picks up color. It picks up, well, it doesn't pick, it picks up contrast to a certain degree. But the bottom line at the end of the day, you're not on a level with our technology. It's just not. I'm sorry. You know, I don't know where you got the idea from that we're supposed to be the same, but we're far from it. So far from it. Not even funny. And I'm not trying to belittle you in any way. It just is what it is. Just not the same. You don't design, you don't make what we make over here. So I don't know where you get this idea from that we're supposed to be the same thing, but I don't know where you get it from. All right, so we're going to come out of here. And this is to show you that anytime you want to make a mockery of color coding technology, the gift that was given to me by God, well, there you go. I just changed multiple colors on a blue screen next to your gray screen, and I was able to pull the colors far better than yours, and my screen's blue. When I see how blue the screen, mine. See how strange it looks now? You think it's a dark blue? It's not a dark blue. It's actually a light blue. Let's see. Got my projector. Woo! About to have me a crying fit over here. Blue screen. I can read red, blue, green, purple, all the colors with no problem. You can even read contrast. God's technology. Yep, whether you like it or not, Crow, or Jamie, or whoever your name is, whether you like it or not, my gift comes from God. And when you try to make a mockery of what God has given to me, the outcome does not come out well for you. So we have completed for the day on the exotic. Tomorrow, you will wake up tomorrow morning with a 17. So, mind you, that screen is 3 shades. That's the acoustic. That's our signature. They are 3 shades darker than 12s, and they produce much higher white levels. And like I said, God's amazing technology. That's why I can sit here and put my camera right here, and you can watch my screen with all this light in the window. Where's my packages? I was supposed to be getting something today. Yes, sir, right. Something today. Like I said, it's not to, in no way it's not to belittle this product, because I'm not going to say, hey, don't buy it, so and so and so. I'm just going to tell you from the door that it doesn't fit in our category of what we do. You really gotta stop doing that. What do we got going on in here right now? Hold on for a minute. Let me put you guys over here for a minute. Let me see something. Okay. Let me see if I can figure out where we got remote controls at in this environment. We have them here. We do. White screensaver. You're probably curious what you would probably look like next to a 17. I'm gonna give you a glimpse. Since Mr. Bird tracks down his packing tape, I'm going to give you a glimpse of what that thing does. I always go off topic from time to time. So we're going to go on here and we're going to give you an idea of what 17s do. Now, let me see, make sure we got everything in here we need. We have the remote control. Make sure we got the remote control, because I'll lose that first. Let me go grab some tape so we can take that up against the screen. Just have a look at that. Okay, we're back. Let's get some light in here. It's too dark as it is. Yeah. We snacking today. And we're gonna have to open these curtains too. This is how the screens are present themselves. First thing I'm going to do is we're going to do our white levels first. We'll put you against the 17 real quick. So how you measure up. It's my noisy air cleaner behind me. All right, so let's begin. Let's go with the color white. Told you, 17s are go berserk when it comes to those white levels. As I said before, if your white levels are too high, then there'll be a problem. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
Told you. This is an ultra short throw projector we're using right now. Fully lit environment. Plenty of light. Versus 17. The color blue.
Getting that from YouTube.
Colgate Optic White Overnight Whitening Bed. Removes 15 years of stains in just 1 week. Easy and effective whitening while you sleep. Wake up to a wider, brighter smile. Use together for great whitening results.
Back on my junkie shirt. I love my junkie shirt. It's the most comfortable shirt. If you ever seen me wear this big baggy green shirt, this is one of the most comfortable shirts I've ever purchased. I don't know what it is about, but I love this shirt. It's covered in paint. I wash it over and over again. It's covered in paint, but I don't care. It's one of the most comfortable shirts I ever got. Got enough of this balled in a little bit. You can see my junkie shirt. I love this shirt so much. It's my big baggy junkie shirt. Everybody's got a old ratty shirt or want something they like to wear. It's just comfortable. I can never understand. I have friends of mine that had the same worn out pair of sneakers turned over on the side. Just beat down pair of sneakers. Like, why don't you get yourself a new pair of kicks, man? Like, no, I'm good. I like these. I didn't realize that until I got older. Got the same pair of boots I had for about 2 years. Nice and comfortable. They might be beat up, they might be old, but they're comfortable. I like them. All right. My friend, if I have to display this on a large screen to show the difference and you can't see the difference here, then there's something wrong with your vision. So no, that doesn't work. I got sample sheets in here that are smaller than the sample sheet that he has on display right now, and you could see the difference. And those are certified screens by certified legit companies. All right. It's a fair comparison. It is. How is it not a fair comparison? Because you're saying it has to be on a bigger surface in order to show a comparison. Let me show you something, buddy. We got a giant screen in there with its paint on it, and we got a big one downstairs. Don't worry, you'll get a chance to see that. It is a fair comparison. How's it not a fair comparison? Tell me where it's not fair. Both screens are in a fully lit environment. Both screens are on the same ultra short throw projector. We're using the same amount of ambient light that our screens are designed to use. So tell me where it's not fair. And I'm sorry, when he does demonstrations of my product, doesn't he just paint a piece of whatever it's supposed to be our product and stick it in the middle of the screen? All right then, there you go. When I do a sample sheet against Elite screens or any of the sample sheets I have down there in the kitchen drawer, those sample sheets that they give me, that's a fair demonstration I'm doing against their products. Because they don't send me emails or letters by their attorney saying, hey, it's unfair. You're using too small of a sample sheet. All right then. Learn to use common sense before you come in here and start talking. Bye-bye. I told you that was going to happen. I told you someone was going to come in and say, oh, it's not fair because his sample sheet is too small. And yet you see all the sample sheets I have sitting there on the table. We got all those different companies and their sample sheets are smaller than his. And yet if they felt that I was doing something wrong in those demonstrations, they can complain and say, hey, the sample sheet's not big enough. It's your sample sheet. So we're going to have to paint him. In order to see a fair comparison, they want us to paint an entire screen. They said there's going to be a difference. I'm going to tell you something, buddy. I can paint an entire screen on the wall. It's not going to make a difference. You can't pull contrast from that screen. You can't pull color from that screen. There you go. Accept it. Learn to accept it. Because if he feels that I'm not doing the demonstration correctly, well, I'm going to pull a Starfield demonstration. He can take the same screen paint that my customer purchased, and he can do a Starfield demonstration. As a matter of fact, he can mimic the exact same demonstration I'm doing now, as we've requested him multiple times to do, which he did not do. So keep in mind, if he wants to prove that we did it wrong, then he could just mimic the exact same demonstration I'm doing now, including the early morning when I get up in the morning, open up those curtains and display that Starfield. Okay then. And we got to put some lights on here because it's a bit too dark. As a matter of fact, what about that blue technology downstairs? How about he can paint a blue screen and see if he can get it to mimic colors against 11 certified screens live. Can't do it? All right then. You'll have to back up every last one of our demonstrations, which will be virtually impossible. I told you we come to the room, they start screaming and complaining. His sample sheet is good enough. We have 3 screens. I've ready to paint out of the container that burst and that and the packaging. We got a good one downstairs, a good shot 5x5. That's going outside. You want to complain about that one too going outside? All right then. Starfield demonstration. You know what's coming.
Getting that from YouTube.
When it comes to winter, you want the upper hand. So make sure you handle the harsh work.
What do you think was going to happen? You really thought in your mind that that screen was going to pull a contrast level next to a 17? The blue screen pulled the contrast demonstration and it's blue. Now, if he feels that I did him wrong, he can mimic the exact same demonstration I'm doing here. Take his screen and produce a Starfield demonstration right now, live. And the black level should look as dark as this screen right here. Because when we display black technology, we always have to show white levels. No one can never say, oh, he never shows white levels. As a matter of fact, it's the first thing I do. Anytime I display any form of high performance screen, whether it be Elite screens, whether it be DMP, Supernova, whatever the company may be, the first thing I show off are the white levels first. And then I go into colors and so forth. First thing I do. When I display my black screens, I display white levels. So if I can do this on my screen, how come he can't go back and show you contrast levels and star field demonstrations and fully lit environments on his screen? Don't question what I do, question what he does. Now, if I were to take the personal mix and put it next to this, how much of a comparison would one be over the other? Keep in mind, the personal mix is actually lighter. This is actually darker than the personal mix. So let's go grab that one right now. Put it nice and close. I know when I always get the bigger sample sheet, We got a 5x5 downstairs right now. Would you like me to bring that upstairs right now? The 5x5? If I put that 5x5 up here, that's going to be really embarrassing. You really want to go down that road? You willing to take that risk right now? Hold on a minute. I want to take a little trip real quick. So that's the reason why I went in and I painted the larger screens, because I knew for a fact that you guys were going to come in and start complaining. That's why I painted the larger screens for you guys, because I knew it was a matter of time before you were going to come in and start complaining about how the screen's too small. So we painted some bigger ones for you guys. Always thinking ahead. This is a Christie 5000 lumen projector, full 1080p. We are going to do white levels and color levels real quick. This is on a big surface, as you can see. For the one of the people who were complaining about, oh, the screen's not big enough. That's why we painted. That's why I came and I painted those larger surfaces, just for that. Let's see, I have to work on my Wi-Fi real quick. Wi-Fi may be having some issues. We're gonna come in here, we're gonna do them back to back. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna come in here, I gotta reset Wi-Fi in here, which take no time at all. And we're gonna come in here and we're gonna do this on here. So we're gonna do two of them. Oh yeah? Okay, cool. See the bottom of the screen? Where it's supposed to be jet black? See how that's coming up? The PS4 dashboard is dark blue. That's the official dartboard. It's dark blue. So what we're going to do first, we're going to bring up. Yeah, you shouldn't have really asked for that one. Let's get this loaded real quick. I said Wi-Fi is going to be a bit slow in here. I might have to reset it for a bit. Let me reset this thing. Can't see this personal information. Let's go over to networks and why this is loading. I'm about to do something in the next room. Disconnect connection, blah, blah, blah. Take care of this. All right. So I gotta stir the wall for a minute. All right, there we go. I was playing this a couple of days ago. I don't know why. Yeah, that's the reason why we paint the larger screens. We paint the larger screens because I'm ahead of it. I've done this before. And the first thing they'll complain is, oh, the sample sheet's not big enough. You really can't see the difference. Well, if that's the case, that means that every time he does a demonstration against a product that has a small sample sheet, that means he's not doing a fair demonstration, right? Okay. I thought that only pertained to me only. All right, for a minute. Because, you know, if we're using any of the ones we had down here, and if he does a demonstration against the Great Cinema 5D. That wouldn't be a fair demonstration because the sample sheet's not big enough, right? Is that what you're saying? Okay, just want to make sure. Just want to make sure. Let's go to our applications. And we should have no problem. We don't need to exit YouTube. We're good. All right. I gotta sign into my account. I'll do it later on. All right. Let's do. Do I have the whatchamacallit hooked up to this? Let me see if we got microphones running through this. Nope, it's not on. Okay, give me a minute. I like to do that one instead of doing the other one. I'll leave my mic hooked up. Oh, we have a mic hooked up. All right, let's get that done. If I gotta speak it, it's better for me. All right. So, let's begin. The microphone is attached. So let's go. We got it right here. So we're going to put up a white screen. And we got a 3x4 surface here we're doing right now. So let's pull up that white screen first. Now this is a 12. Now mind you, in the demonstration we saw 12 was supposed to be really, really dark. Can't see the screen. All right. So we'll do lights on, lights off. And let's go bring up next. We got it all right here. Let's bring up the color red. You can already see it coming. If you just saw that red just flashed a few minutes ago, you know it's going to pop up. There you go. That a big enough sample sheet? Should I go downstairs and get the 5x5 and lay it against this 135-inch screen? Don't come here complaining about the sample sheets too small. That's the reason why I painted the bigger sample sheets, because I knew you were going to come in here and complain about that. Let's go get you a bigger sample sheet, just in case that this one's too small. Let's get a big one. Got a pretty big one downstairs. Let's go grab that one. There we are. We got great big. Whew. In case you just want to complain, it's not big enough. Here's another one right here. There you go. It's bigger than the other one. See if I can find some place to set this up on. This is the big one. We go with this one. It's a bigger one. Sorry about my crazy looking shirt. But we got a big one right there. Let's see if we see any difference. I had to go downstairs and grab the big one. Whew, that's a heavy screen. All right. Now I got the big screen. We got a big enough sample sheet now? Because they come in and complain about the littlest things. And the first thing the guy came to complain about to me, oh, it's not fair. It's too small. And he was begging like, please, please. I'm like, man, you think way ahead of you. So I told you at the end of the day, my knowledge comes from God. I told you that. And he always has me one step ahead. So we painted these deliberately. We knew you were going to come in and complain about the size of the screen. That's why we got the bigger ones for you. Let's go over. I'm not going to go near that Starfield demonstration yet. You see how hard these black levels are right now. I'm not going to go near that yet. Let's go over and let's get some more colors. Let's go with, see if we can bring up the color blue. I'm going to bring up blue. Blue screen. Nope, I said blue screen. Blue screen. There we go. Now, what was that about a 12? I told you at the end of the day, my technology comes from God. You want to make a mockery of his work? Not a good thing to do. We're in the dark. We're on your level now. That's how I knew it was black paint that you mixed in there. That's not our product. Because if that was the case and that was how our screens were activating, wouldn't you think that this would have a better blue than this? Now, of course, it's going to have a higher white level. Like I said, it's a lighter screen. But our screens basically are not going to be so dark you can't see them. Let's bring up this color change. I'm going to do this color change right now. I'm going to change multiple colors. And like I said, it's not to say this product doesn't work, but you can't compare yourself to ours at the end of the day. We're not the same. In no way whatsoever are we the same. Oh, ambient light projection kicked in, yeah. I can have my screen on, they don't fade. That's the whole thing about our technology, it doesn't fade. But like I said, at the end of the day, not saying this product doesn't work. This product works perfectly fine. It does. It does what it's supposed to do. It's that he just puts it in a category where it's not supposed to be at, that's all. So in your demonstrations, you're surrounded in dark environments. I'm using the high-powered projector in this one too. Guilty as charged, 5,000 lumen Chrissy. So a very powerful projector we're using right now. But like I said, at the end of the day, lights on or off. You can't match your screens. And whatever black paint you mixed into that, whatever that fake paint you got up there, that's not us. Because that's why I'm doing this demonstration live with no problem. I told you, if I did 11 certifieds against this screen, what chance would this product have against our technology? Let's come out of this color changing. Let's go over to our star field. We'll do this with the lights out. Lights on. This is why you wanted the Starfield demonstration. Now, for the person who complained about the surface not being big enough, there you go. That is, I think, a 4x4 surface. That is a 4x2 or 4x3 surface right there. They were painted ahead of time, so we knew that we were going to have people coming and complaining about how the surface was too small. Let me show you something here right now. This right here is a sample sheet of a Seymour AV right here. See the size of the surface right here? We got a cinema gray right here. See the size of the surface they give you right here? So just so you understand that when you make that comment and you say that it's not fair, it's an unfair demonstration because the surface is too small, then that means that anytime he does a demonstration, and if he does one against one of these companies, I think he done one against the Cinema Gray 5D, knowing that surface was that small compared to this 100-inch screen, would you not consider that an unfair demonstration if you're going to label me with the same thing? Oh, it doesn't count with me. It just count me only. Okay, just want to make sure. The biggest sample sheets I've seen were Daylight. Daylight has the biggest sample sheets. They do. That's the size of one of their sample sheets. Let me go put a shirt on. I got my raggedy shirt on. I like my raggedy shirt, but you know, it doesn't look nice in front of the camera. It looks absolutely horrible. There we go. I feel much better. Well, I don't feel better. I like my comfortable shirt on. So when you see me doing demonstrations with these high-end screens, such like this, these are certified. See how dark that screen is? They're not going to be to compete with black technology. Now, later on, and I'm not going to do this now, we got to save some things for later. We are going to do the white screen. We're going to bring down the 135 white screen, and we're going to take these sample sheets and we're going to put them against these. And see how they stack up. Let's go with the New York City skyline. Now, if he feels that I've done this demonstration incorrectly, he can feel free to mimic the exact same demonstration, starting with the contrast levels first. We'll do lights out for you. I think I got some blue neon kicking around here. Where we got blue neon kicking up there? I gotta take that out. And people say, well, I see contrast. No, you don't. You see gray. That's what you see. You're picking up gray. That's what you're seeing. Now, usually when they do demonstrations, they have to do demonstrations in an environment this dark. So this is the only way you're going to be able to see contrast on your projector is you're going to have to be in this environment. You can't be in this environment. Your screen will wash it on you. Let's go with, let me see. We should do pretty good. Nope. Let's go with, that's why I share the color patterns first. See the color patterns, if you can't see the color and the color pattern fades, everything else is going to fade. It'll bring up a white level. Like I said, all these screens, usually lighter screens, can port white levels with no problem. The problem they have is when it comes to contrast, when it comes to those bright colors, they can't pull it. Let's go to, let me see. Let's see, get out of there. Let's go to, see, if my image came up so dark, it'd be really dark. You wouldn't be able to see. You just see this black spot on the screen. See, that's the thing. How he did his demonstration incorrect and falsely is the fact that his screen will pull a slightly higher white level than our technology. Yeah, because it's a light gray screen. So we'll see more AV 1.3 or cinema gray because they're light gray screens. It won't pull a contrast level next to our screens. It's not going to happen. It's not going to pull the same color as a black screen. That's not going to happen. Can you use in a fully lit environment? No, that's not going to happen. As you can see, you're going to have some problems there. Is it functional? Yeah, it's functional. But it has its limits. Just like when I went downstairs and I showed you that blue screen. It's a blue screen. You change the multiple colors. The screen can't do it. Let's go over and let's grab, let's see, these right here. On this demonstration, background remains black and different colors at all times. So you see those bright colors push through. See? So our levels are supposed to be so dark, almost dirty black. Isn't that interesting? Let's go back here for a minute. I'm gonna stare at this for a minute. You can stare at that for a minute. Right there. Well, yeah, I know. We got a few fanboys. I'm pretty sure of his in the room. I wouldn't put a pass. They wouldn't be in here. So this is how our image is supposed to be perceived. Supposed to be so dark and dirty. Okie doke. See, the interesting thing about it, you think you're really seeing deep, deep reds, and you're not. You're actually seeing a faded red. The reason why you're not seeing the faded red in the video, he's displaying because our real technology is not laying against it. So that means whatever he did in those demonstrations over there, he had fake paint. We got your real stuff. And the reason why is because last time we ordered paint from him, and I'm going to tell you how interesting how God is, and you might not want to hear this, but this is really interesting. I'm going to tell you why. The first time we tried to get paint from him, it was the UB mix. We requested the Metallica mix 2.0, that's what we requested. But being slick, he switched it out and he gave us the UB mix instead. I'm going to show you how interesting how God is, how things work. And how God works, like I said, he don't work on our own plan. He never does. It could take years, it could take months, whatever, but whatever it is, he's working on it. So he sends us the UB mix. We wanted the Metallica mix. That's what we wanted. So he sends us over this paint, and then he goes into this rant on YouTube Live and says, hey, I sent him over his own stuff. All kinds of theories on how what we have is not this and not that and so forth. We know it was his stuff to begin with. Then after that, we ordered later on, many years later, we made another order again. We tried to make orders again, but he kept canceling all the orders left and right. We got YouTube videos of him constantly canceling our orders. He doesn't do business with scammers, all this blah, 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 blah. You know, he can buy from us, do reviews. We can't do reviews against him. That's considered to be unfair for him. So anyway, we had a customer go in and purchase the product. The order went through with no problem. He couldn't figure out who was who. It's kind of like taking a bunch of keys and throwing them all on the ground. You got to figure out which one's which. Like I go through with my remote controls every day. So he couldn't figure out which one was the customer for us. And when we got the product here, it was his product. Definitely 100%, because you can't make that statement because you don't know who of all those customers were the customers working with us that got the product. So you can't make that statement. You know, the beautiful thing about this is, and I say how God works in mysterious ways, the one paint that we were asking for was that Metallica 2.0. And that's what's on the screen right now. The one paint that you called yourself being nasty with when I paid for this product out of my own pocket and I told you what I wanted, and you called yourself being nasty and gave me something that I didn't ask for, God turned around and gave it to us anyway. Isn't that amazing how God works? I thought about that when I looked at the container. When I opened up the box. At first, I thought it was going to be the cinema. That's what I thought it was going to be. But when I saw that Metallica 2.0 staring me in the face, I said, yes, this is a blessing from God. He gave us the very paint that I requested, that I paid for, that you cheated me out of. And I have it right here. And there was nothing you could do to stop it. Not one thing. And even though the container burst, even though paint spilled out, God blessed me with enough paint to be able to do that right here, this right here, and the other sample sheet in the next room. And I still got a little bit left over to do something else with it. Now, will we have to buy any more of his products? No, we have to buy any more. It's no point. There's no point. Like I said, I got things to do today. I got a lot of things to do today. Right now, I'm supposed to be redecorating my kitchen. I got stuff coming in right now to redo the kitchen. And I want to get working on that. I got other things I got to be taken care of. And like I said, I'm not slandering this product, saying it's garbage or trash. It's not that. It's just not on our level. Now tomorrow, you will be getting up in the morning with the 17. And 17s all rise in the morning. They have to be up when the sun comes up, when it pushes through that window, and you have to be there with that screen. Demonstrations for tomorrow will be the 135-inch white screen. We'll see how you compare it to a white screen, how you compare it to the other sample sheets we have here. This Metallica silver, I'm interested about that. The Lux screen, we're going to be doing demonstrations against that. Because all our screens have to go through this regardless. We have to go through it. Whether we like it. I don't say I don't like it. I love doing the test. That's the fun part. Hey, see that there? See how my screen's not coming up dark and dirty and dingy like that? I'll tell you something right now. I don't know how in the world you do business with other people. I don't know how. You're misleading. You're a misleading individual. You do things that are wrong. Y'all do business with them if you want, but at the end of the day, I'll tell you something. That's something else. We know you mix that product with black paint. You know, like I said, when this finally goes to court, I may have my attorney have you paint my screen in that courtroom. And you're going to have to convince that judge in that courtroom that all those slandered videos, we got dubbed, we copied all your videos. All your videos are copied. You can delete all you want. We got copies of everything. We got copies of you calling you scanners. We got your paint on demonstrations you've done of us. We got you trying to make our products. We got everything. You're going to have to convince that judge in that courtroom that our product is what you say it is. Including and that's not even including the copyright stuff you're going to have to deal with. I feel real sorry for you, man. I really do. I feel sorry for you. It's a shame. People can, out of jealousy, out of pure jealousy, out of hatred and jealousy, be so angry with somebody that you deliberately would do anything you possibly can to tear them down. And that's a shame. But at the end of the day, my friend, I'm protected by God. And that's why I'm here today, showing off this demonstration with the screen paint that we requested years ago that you cheated me out of, and showing the world and everybody else how you have tried to destroy and try to tear down my company, try to discredit my company's name, all just to have it blow up in your face. Because at the end of the day, God sees all and knows all. Whatever in the dark will come out in the light. You know, I didn't come on here and slander you. I didn't come on here and say this and that, your paint's trash or garbage, don't buy from him, he's this, that, and the other. I said, you make that decision on your own, whether or not you want to buy his product. But like I said, at the end of the day, man, I mean, stuff that you do, man, it's very unprofessional. And you can sit there and laugh and make your videos and all that stuff like that. the laughing's going to stop when you're in court with me. That's when the laughing's going to stop. Because like I said, you need to take that extremely, extremely seriously. It's not going to be a pretty day for you. I'm going to wish that I'm worse enemy. I don't consider you to be my enemy. I just consider you to be a person that's just jealous of what I do for a living. And instead of you just taking the time to work on your own craft, you got a customer base. You got people who buy from you. You should be working on your own craft, bettering it, to provide a better product for your customer, instead of hating and coming after me. I'm telling people, oh, I'm saving you thousands and thousands of dollars. Don't deal with him. His product is this, his product is that. I've got emails, text messages that were forwarded to the attorneys, emails from other individuals that are on your channel that was all forwarded us to attorneys. We have a whole lot of stuff on Jamie, a whole lot of stuff. And I guess he felt because he changed his address and he's shipping out Experience Slick, that doesn't make a world of good if you change your address. I got attorneys, I have investigators. They track you down one way or another. Doesn't make a difference. Heck, Screen Innovation tracked me down. And I didn't even have my address. I was at a sneaker store. A sneaker store, literally where I was buying my sneakers at to go get my gear from with a friend of mine. And they tracked me down. Yes, they did. Oh, yes, they did. And I didn't do anything wrong. The only thing I did was a side-by-side demonstration. They didn't like it. They just didn't like the demonstration. And we talked. We communicated. I showed you the emails. We communicated and talked. It says at the end of the day, they just didn't feel the need to want to give me an NDA. And I wanted an NDA. I'm not going to go down to Dallas, Texas with a product that's 25% done with no NDA. Are you insane? No way. Big corporation, big lawyers and stuff, man. Take that from me and no one would even hear my name. You know? So I asked for an NDA. They wouldn't give it to me. And a couple arguments broke out. And next you know, they were like, well, if you don't want to work with them, let's shut them up. And that's what they try to do. And that's why I got that piece of paper, that document to show you right from there. I posted and said, look, this is what I went through with them. But, you know, instead of me basically hating them, I basically just concentrated on my craft to make it better so I can make a product that, number one, is more affordable for my customers, but number two, to be able to compete with them. That one day, maybe I'll get a chance, if God willing, be able to go to one of those big shows and show off my technology. But no, I mean, that's why I said I don't understand you, man. I just don't understand you. But like I said, I talked, I extended the olive branch, I did. I was not even going to file for a lawsuit against you due to the fact that I said that I was more concerned about your family than you. And the lawyer sat there and said to me, he said, well, if he's not concerned about his family, why should you? Not yours. I tried to do the Christian thing. I tried to. And you just don't believe that. You just live in this bubble. You live in this bubble of denial. I don't know what it is, but well, you're going to find out. That bubble's going to pop soon enough. And I feel sorry for what you got to go through, but I think maybe you'll learn in life. You'll learn not to mess with people's stuff. Leave people alone. Mind your business. So like I said, at the end of the day, people, that message was to him, because I know he's watching it, but that message is to him. But at the end of the day, people, his product does what it's supposed to do within its category. For it to be equal to what our stuff does, no, it's not in our category, as you can see. And I've done this with high performance screens. Same thing if the lead screen came out there and said, hey, Ken, look, we got this screen. We want to go one-on-one. We see what you got. Then I'm going to go challenge and see what they got. They beat my screen, then so be it. But still, at the end of the day, I got a fantastic product, and it's going to be cheaper than theirs. And my customers are still going to get a better deal on price. But I'm not going to go out there and slam up your technology and say, oh, it's just that and the other one. It's not. Their screens all work perfectly fine. It's just not on our level. Same thing with the same individual. All right, so I did more than what I was going to do. I was only going to do the exotic screen downstairs, and that's basically about it. Let me see, my opinion, both pros and cons. Let me tell you something, buddy. When he does any of our demonstrations, any of them, then he can share his opinion with us. He doesn't do our demonstrations. So you must be new here and you don't know what I do. But yeah, my screens do things when it comes to testing that no one else screens does. So I have not seen anyone do the same demonstrations that we do. I got over 21 sample sheets here. I test my screens on tons of projectors. We do motorized projection screens. When you get done, go look through my archives and see what I do. And then you come back with me with that comment. All right? All right. Okay, so let's move on from there. All right, so anyway, tomorrow morning we'll do the 17. We'll do I'll wake up in the morning with the 17 And we'll do some other demonstrations. And then we're going outside after that. We should get a warm day tomorrow, so we're going outside. All right, so with that being said, thank you all for your time. I have to go, and God bless.